So we have 0 on one side, but we don't have a product on the left. So this is not zero product principle ready yet. I look on the left, I see a trinomial, it's in descending order, greatest common factor, no, negative leading coefficient, no, special product, I wish, no, 1, at least that, 1 is the leading coefficient. So then I'm looking for two numbers whose product is and whose sum is. So what is the product of the numbers we are looking for? And what is the sum?
Negative 36. Negative 5.
Very good. The thinking process takes
Negative
us.
9 times 4.
So we have a positive and a negative because the thinking process takes us here first. One has to be positive, one has to be negative, and 9 and 4. Good. So then from here, how do we factor the left-hand side and what solutions we get? How do we factor the left-hand side and what solutions do we get?
X minus 9, x plus 4.
X minus 9, x plus 4. Or x plus 4 times x minus 9, the same thing. And the solutions are, if the first factor is 0, what do we get for x? If the second factor is 0, what do we get for x?
I don't know.
So when x minus 9 equals 0, then x equals 9. When x plus 4 equals 0, we'll move 4 to the other side. When the first factor is set equal to 0, we get x equals 9. When the second factor is set equal to 0, we get x equals negative 4. Is that okay? Is that okay or not? Okay, if the first factor is 0, we move 9 to the other side and we get this. If the second factor is 0, we move 4 to the other side and we get this. Is that better?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's move on to the next problem. So x squared equals 7x plus 30. Okay, so let's think about this. What will be the first step we need to perform here? What is the first step for sure that we need to perform? Without which we cannot continue.
Reordering?
Yes, meaning have 0 on one side. That's a mandatory step. We cannot use the zero product principle if we don't have 0 on one side. So then what happens on the left? What do I have left on the left-hand side?
X squared plus 7x
Minus
30.
7x minus 30. When we move them, we need to change the sign. Good. It's in descending order. Trinomial, greatest common factor, no. Negative leading coefficient, no. Special product, no. 1 is the leading coefficient, so I'm hoping for two numbers whose product is and whose sum is. The product is negative 30. The sum is negative 7. So we want a positive and a negative. A positive and a negative. so that the product is negative. So what do we get? A positive and a negative. So what do we have? Negative 10 and 3. The product is negative 30 and the sum is negative 7. So then we are ready to factor the left-hand side. And now we can use the zero product principle, but after we factor. What do we have on the left-hand side? Anyone, please?
X minus 10, x plus 3.
Good. So then when we set this equal to 0, what do we get for x?
10.
Very good.
Negative 3.
Indeed. That's it. Very good. So this is the way the zero product principle works. The left-hand side was degree 2. That's why we got 2 solutions. Okay, the same idea. The same. Okay. Yes, I would like to work on number 5 for a second. So this is 2x squared plus 14x equals 0. We are allowed to simplify equations, but never dividing by the variable. So this is an equation. I want to make it as simple as possible. I see that 2 is a common factor. I cannot divide by x. Never. And you can say, but x is a common factor. True, but we never divide by variables. Ever, ever. But by numbers, it's okay. So I have x squared plus 7x equals 0. That's the most I can simplify it with. So now I see a common factor, which is x. And I make my life easier in determining the solutions. Because I noticed from the very beginning, from the get-go, I noticed that I can divide both sides by a non-zero number, never by variables. So can anyone tell us what solutions we get in this case? Anybody?
Negative 1, negative 7.
When x is 0, I cannot get negative 1. Negative 1 and negative 1 will never give us 0. If the first factor is 0, if the second factor is 0. Is this okay? If the first factor is 0, I get 0. If the second factor is 0, I get negative 7. Is that okay? Right?
I thought you told me or us that variables can't be 0.
Variables can be 0. That's why I cannot divide by them. Because division by 0 will be undefined. Very good point. Variables can be 0. That's why I can never divide by 0. Excellent. That's the same reason that we never ever divide by variables, because they can be 0. And we had, actually a few minutes ago, we had a similar example. When the first factor is 0, I get 0. When the second factor is 0, I get 2. Good point. Okay. A few more minutes. Let's work on a few more problems. Good. So let's see. 6. I thought I'd click on that. Solve the equation by factoring. Very good. So that's a good one. So 3x x minus 3 equals 5x squared minus 10x. Perfect. What do you think we need to do right now immediately? We'll stop after this problem. Promise. What do you do first in this situation? It's not ready. It needs 0 on one side, otherwise I can't continue. So I have to move these terms, and I have to distribute here. So 3x squared minus 9x minus 5x squared plus 10x. These steps are mandatory, because I could never use the zero product principle if I don't have 0 on one side. Now I have 0 on one side, and I have to work diligently to get a product on the left. So I distributed. I moved 5x squared, I moved 10x, obviously changing their signs, and now I combine like terms, and this is plus x equals 0. I can deal with numbers in an equation, so I would like to divide both sides or multiply both sides by -1. I don't like negative leading coefficients. No one can force me to solve an equation with a negative leading coefficient. I can either divide or multiply both sides by -1. So I have 2x squared minus x equals 0. This times -1, this times -1, this times -1. And now I see there is a greatest common factor, which is what is the common factor of these two terms?
X.
Indeed. So I have 2x minus 1. So then it's a quadratic expression. So I have to get two solutions. When the first factor is 0, what do I get? When the second factor is 0, what do I get? When the first factor is 0, I get 0. When the second factor is 0, I move 1 and divide by 2. And these are our solutions. Any questions?